Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're doing something a bit different. Not looking forward, but looking back.
That's right. We're sort of digging up the ghosts of smartphone tech past.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've got this list, you see, of 10 really useful features that just vanished
Yeah.
from modern phones.
Yep.
And our mission today is to figure out what we lost, why the companies ditched them, and maybe most importantly, why their strategy often seems to clash with what users actually find convenient.
It's a really interesting dynamic, almost like tech evolution, but not always driven by pure obsolescence.
How do you mean?
Well, sometimes features were perfectly fine, even great for the user, cost-effective, practical, but they disappeared. Maybe because of design trends, or maybe they gave users too much control over costs, or maybe they just complicated things for the manufacturer.
So it's like forced adaptation for us.
Forced adaptation. I think that sums it up pretty well. We're pushed into new ways of doing things, whether we like it or not.
Okay, let's get into it. Segment 1, losing practical control and how things got more expensive. We have to start with the big one. Feature number 1, the headphone jack, the 3.5 millimeter.
The headphone jack.
Yeah,
Yeah, the classic, so simple, so universal.
right. Stable audio, good quality usually, and critically, no charging needed, no pairing headaches.
It just worked. Guaranteed connection. Plug it in, listen. Simple.
And the official reasons for removing it always felt a bit vague, like slimmer designs or making space inside.
Yeah, those were the common justifications. But when you look at the impact,
It feels thin, right? Because what happened, now we're all juggling wireless earbuds that need constant charging.
which, let's be honest, wear out and need replacing.
Or we're stuck using those annoying little dongle adapters.
Exactly. And how many times have you needed one and realized you left it somewhere else?
Too many times.
Yeah.
It really feels like it was less about making phones thinner and more about, well, selling accessories.
That's what the sources suggest pretty strongly. It looks like an economic decision. Push people towards those high-margin wireless products. It's a steady revenue stream for them, built on, well, our inconvenience.
That idea of forcing revenue, it links straight into the next feature on the list. The external memory card slot, the micro SD.
Oh, yeah. If the jack was about accessories, the SD card was definitely about storage costs.
It was such a lifeline, wasn't it? You could buy the cheapest phone model.
Spend, what, 20, 30 bucks on a huge card?
And you were sorted for storage. You had control over your backups, your costs.
Total control. But the manufacturer started saying, oh, it's for security, or internal memory is faster.
Okay, but hang on. If security and speed were the real reasons, why do we still see micro SD slots all the time on budget phones? And mid-range ones?
That's the key question, isn't it?
Doesn't that kind of prove it's an upselling tactic mainly for the expensive phones?
It strongly suggests that, yes, it looks like a premium upselling strategy. Take away the cheap option.
And suddenly you're forced to pay way more for the next storage tier up on the phone itself.
Way more. The price jump is always much higher than the actual cost of that extra memory chip.
Or you get pushed towards cloud storage.
Which means another monthly subscription fee. They turned a one-off cheap purchase into an ongoing payment. Clever, but frustrating.
Very frustrating. Okay, third one in this section on control. Losing the ultimate freedom. The removable battery.
The removable battery. Feels like ancient history now, doesn't it?
It really does. And the trade-off was supposedly these sleek, thin, water-resistant phones, which are nice, I guess.
They look elegant, sure, but we lost something huge. The
Yeah.
ability to just swap a dead battery for a fresh one instantly.
Yeah, think about people who use their phones heavily all day, maybe for work outdoors or something.
They didn't need to be tethered to a charger or carry a clunky power bank. They just popped in a new battery. Total freedom.
Your battery wears down after a couple of years, which it always does.
And you're looking at an expensive repair, maybe sending your phone away for days. It feels like planned obsolescence tied to the battery.
It really does. We swapped self-reliance for seal designs, utility loss to aesthetics.
Precisely. Dependence replaced freedom.
Okay, let's shift gears. Segment 2.
Yeah.
Interaction and feedback. How we actually use the phone. Starting with physical navigation buttons.
Oh, the dedicated home, back, and recent apps buttons before gestures took over completely.
They were just faster, weren't they? More comfortable sometimes. And you got that click, that tactile confirmation. You knew you'd pressed it without even looking.
Absolutely. Muscle memory. No ambiguity.
Now it's all swipes and taps on glass.
Yeah.
And yes, the bigger screens are great, but I know I personally still mess up gestures sometimes.
Oh, constantly. Swipe down when you mean to swipe sideways, accidentally trigger something else.
Exactly. And think about older users, or maybe people just less tech-savvy. Gestures can be fiddly and error-prone.
Much higher margin for error. That loss of simple, reliable input is significant.
And that same idea of simple, reliable feedback applies to the next one, feature 5, the notification LED.
The little blinking light. Yeah, so incredibly useful.
And so low power. You could be in a meeting, phone on the desk.
Glance over, see the blink, know you have a message without waking the whole screen up. Discreet, efficient.
But it died because of the push for edge-to-edge displays, right? No space for it.
Pretty much. It got replaced by the always-on display, the AOD.
Which is useful, showing the time and icons.
It is useful, but it's way more complex. It uses quite a bit more battery power.
And it's not consistent, is it? Some AODs are dim, some don't show enough info.
Exactly. The quality varies wildly. We replaced a simple, foolproof, low-power light with something complex and power-hungry. Progress. Maybe not entirely.
Let's talk about another interaction feature that felt advanced but then vanished. Feature 6, 3D touch, or pressure sensitivity.
Right, 3D touch. Apple pushed this hard for a while. It felt genuinely new.
It added that extra layer, didn't it?
Yeah.
Not just tapping or long pressing, but how hard you pressed.
Yeah, force sensing. You could press harder on, say, the camera icon and jump straight to selfie mode, or harder on a message to preview it.
It made some multi-step actions much quicker. One firm press.
It really did speed things up, but then it got replaced by haptic touch.
Can you break down the difference for us? Because they sound similar.
The key difference is force versus time. 3D touch actually sensed how hard you were pressing. It was immediate. Haptic touch, which is what we have now on iPhones, is just a long press with a vibration. It's time-based.
So you lose that instantaneous feel. You have to wait that split second for the long press to register.
Exactly. You lose the force dimension. The official reason was probably simplifying the screen tech, maybe saving costs.
But the user experience feels less interactive.
Slower, even.
It's definitely less nuanced. We lost a unique interaction method for something simpler and cheaper to make.
A pattern emerges. Okay, segment 3. Design choices and the idea of a premium feel. Let's talk biometrics first, the iris scanner. Yeah, the eye scanner. Samsung really championed this, like on the Galaxy S7. High security, using your unique iris pattern.
It felt very sci-fi. And I remember it worked pretty well even in the dark, right?
It did, which was an advantage over some early facial recognition. It was quick, secure, and honestly just kind of cool.
So why did it fade away?
Well, the industry seemed to consolidate. It moved towards either more complex 3D facial scanning, like Apple's Face ID, or towards integrating the fingerprint sensor under the screen. The iris scanner, needing its own dedicated sensor, kind of got squeezed out.
So maybe not worse than the alternatives, just not the path chosen. A casualty of convergence.
Pretty much. Cool tech, but didn't become the standard.
Okay, feature 8 really hits us in the ears. Losing front-facing stereo speakers.
Oh, this one hurts if you watch videos or play games on your phone without headphones.
Totally. Having those two speakers firing sound directly at you from the front,
Yeah.
It makes such a difference.
A much richer, more balanced, immersive sound. You got actual stereo separation.
Now, most phones have maybe one speaker on the bottom edge, maybe using the earpiece as a weak second channel.
And the sound fires sideways or down. If you hold the phone landscape, your hand probably muffles the main speaker.
So why do they move away from the clearly better setup?
Bezels. The obsession with shrinking the borders around the screen, especially at the top and bottom.
So the speakers got sacrificed for that edge-to-edge screen look.
That's the trade-off. Aesthetics, maximizing screen real estate, won out over optimal audio design. Though, credit where it's due, some companies like Sony still prioritize good front-facing speakers.
Good to know. Okay, this pursuit of thinness and new features also led to feature 9, the decline of the metal body.
Metal phones, they just felt substantial, didn't they? Premium, durable.
Definitely. Like the iPhone 6 era or those HTC phones, solid. You felt like you had a quality piece of hardware, less fragile than glass.
Much less fragile, and it had that cool touch, that inherent quality feel.
So why did almost everyone ditch metal for glass backs? It seems like a step backwards in durability.
One big reason, wireless charging.
Metal blocks the signal.
Exactly. Metal interferes with the electromagnetic induction needed for wireless charging. Once the industry decided wireless charging was the next big premium feature,
They had to switch materials. Glass or sometimes plastic became the norm on flagships.
it was a very clear trade-off. They prioritized the convenience of wireless charging over the durability, the repairability, and that premium feel of metal. Robustness lost to a new charging method.
Which brings us neatly to our final point, number 10. And this one feels almost ironic now. We've called it the irony of unbundling, removing the charger and earphones from the box.
Yeah, this one still stings for a lot of people. It used to be completely standard, expected.
Like getting a battery. You bought a phone, you got the charger, you often got basic earphones. Ready to go.
It ensured you had the right charger for optimal speed and just a complete package out of the box. You didn't give it a second thought.
But now, most major brands don't include them. And the justification is usually, what? Environmental concerns.
Yeah, reducing e-waste, smaller boxes for shipping, assuming everyone already has chargers. Those are the official lines.
Which, okay, reducing waste is good in theory.
But the immediate reality for the user is you now have to buy these essential accessories separately, which means more profit for the company.
And often, another purchase, another trip to the store or online order for the user.
Right. And the real kicker, the irony you mentioned,
Go on.
is that now including a charger in the box is sometimes marketed as an extra selling point on budget or mid-range phones.
Wow. So what was once absolutely standard is now spun as a bonus feature.
Precisely. They took away a basic necessity and repackaged its occasional inclusion as a value add. It's quite the strategic move.
Astonishing. So let's try and wrap this up. Looking back at all 10. Headphone jack, SD card, removable battery, physical buttons, LED, 3D touch, iris scanner, front speakers, metal body, included accessories. There's a clear theme.
There really is. It seems like existing utility, things that were genuinely useful and cost-effective for us, the users, often get sacrificed for other strategic goals. Maybe reducing manufacturing costs, maybe pushing us towards buying more profitable accessories or services like cloud storage.
Or just enabling the next big thing, like wireless charging, even if it means compromising something else we valued, like durability.
The user consistently has to adapt, often pay more, and generally gives up some level of control or convenience.
So for everyone listening, it's something to think about. You might love the sleek design or a giant screen on your current phone, but think about what might have been traded away to get there. That convenience, that control, that future flexibility.
Yeah, so reflecting on this list, the 3.5mm jack, the SD card slot, maybe the removable battery, which one of these lost features feels like the biggest loss to you?
Which one offered that genuine, maybe irreplaceable utility that you really wish would make a comeback?
It's worth pondering that trade-off. What did you use daily that you now have to work around or pay extra for? And do the new features really make up for what was taken away?
That's the question to leave you with.
Yeah.
That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.